everyone, a good day to you. My name is Thembelihle Moyo. I'm a content creator, a writer, a producer, and sometimes I direct some programs. I'm here to present a topic, Women in Film in the Face of the Global Pandemic. Take a time to walk with me on how people are managing during these difficult times that has faced the world. I remember the day the president announced that the country will be going on lockdown. He just announced that it would be 3 weeks so that they can manage the pandemic. And I was hopeful that after those 3 weeks, my life will go back to normal. I remember that time we were in the pre-production of one of my soapies, Ezagomachelela. We were planning with the team, doing scripting, and the actors were getting ready to go on filming. Everything was in according to our plans. Little did I know that the pandemic will go on and on without stopping. So here I am to present the topic, Women in Film in the midst of the global pandemic that has taken place. As you all know that in Zimbabwe, most women in film are not that successfully. A few percentage have managed to make it through as filmmakers. Most of those who make it because they are resilient. How are they surviving now during this difficult period of time? I just wonder. I'll take this time to walk with you on how me and some of the women filmmakers out there have managed to survive this global pandemic that has been taking place. 3 weeks was enough time for me to finish writing the script of Ezagomachelela, which was a production that was an ongoing production. We're doing that production that was going on season 2, I remember very well. We have done pre-production meeting, we've consulted, the actors knew where we were going. The crew were all ready for everything that was about to take place. What I remember most is that we had done rehearsals for episode 1 to 4 so that we could go on production. And boom, the president announces that it's a 3 weeks lockdown. Then I encouraged everyone to take a leave and relax so that when 3 weeks is over, we're going back to intensive shooting and the script would have moved to another level, which was quite okay for me, not knowing that 3 weeks would turn out to be 6 months at most. That was the most difficult time for me as a women filmmaker. First and foremost, I needed to sit down and get on emails and address my crew members and address everyone else to take time for themselves and relax at home and wait for the industry to open. I remember very well. As you all know how most women struggle in the industry. Women filmmakers struggle to be recognized. Women filmmakers struggle to get finance to do their productions. Only a small percentage of women filmmakers make it in the film industry, especially in the context of Zimbabwe industry. We all know that. We all know that there are filmmakers like Rumbika Tedza, Tsitsi Tangaremba. Those are just a few that have made it. So here now comes the lockdown. People are going for lockdown. And what do you do as a women filmmaker sitting at home with no money saved, with nothing to look back? For myself, I remember very well, I had little money saved. I took that money, went to do shopping, the little groceries that I could afford to put at home, hoping that they would last me 3 weeks, not knowing that after 3 weeks I couldn't even go out and work and do production and get more money to feed my family. This is how the lockdown has affected most of people who are in the film industry. 3 weeks passed, I remember very well. Again, the president addressed the nation. I had the hope that maybe the lockdown was going to end, but with the way the numbers was escalating, there was no way the lockdown was going to end. The president added more months. So I had to make a plan as a filmmaker. I had to make a plan about how I was going to go on with my life. I had to do something. I had to find something that I could do at home. Then I realized that it was high time to teach myself certain skills that I never possessed as a filmmaker, especially as a female filmmaker. So I decided to indulge in how to write a project proposal. Most of the time we rely on our male counterparts to teach us on how to write a project proposal or to write a project proposal and try to get that funding. At the end of the day, they end up controlling the whole film, because they are the person who brings the money is the one who control. But I took time and took online lessons. There were a lot of free online lessons that I learned. I learned a lot on the project proposal writing, which I will urge most female filmmakers to do that, because it will help them in the long run. Another thing that I learned, I was able to finish most of my writings that I've left hanging for quite a long time. I went back to my old projects, looked at my old projects. So even if the pandemic ends and the world opens up, it's easy for me to do projects, because I finished projects that I've never had time to finish up writing, as I was always busy, either filming, running around, doing ABCD on set, setting up meetings, meeting actors and all that. But with the pandemic, I had time to myself to reflect back as a writer and look back on how I can develop myself as an individual. I hope whatever I say, this can inspire someone who is a female filmmaker like me to go out and be the best of herself, even in the middle of the pandemic. I've got a few friends that I also talked to when I was writing down this topic. One of my friends is Cynthia. Cynthia is a set designer and a makeup artist. She told me that she wasn't ready that this pandemic would strike like this. But hey, a woman got to do something in order to survive. She said, I know I love designing, know how much I love designing. I design a lot of things, I do makeup, So now I didn't know what to do. I had skills, but there was no production that I could do. The production houses were closed, it was closed, no film was taking place, nothing was happening. So she ended up going online too, learning tutorial lesson on how to design. You know what she designs? She started designing cakes, She started designing a lot of cakes and putting them online to sell, That's diversifying her skills. From being a set designer, she had to learn how to design cakes in order for herself to support her livelihood with her family, which was a great initiative. Sometimes you need to go an extra mile with what you know, with what you have on hand. There are many designing courses that you can do online. She is also someone who loves to do makeup. So she said she did her own tutorial videos on how to apply makeups on people and started to build up her online following. And if you check up her Sima looks, you will see how much she does on makeup, which is quite remarkable, to share your skills and spread to other people that might want to know. So I can say that the lockdown worked well for her. And another friend of mine who has always wanted to be a producer went out there to do her shows, to create her shows, and started to build up her own YouTube channel. She started doing her own YouTube channel, presenting and packaging it and putting it online. Those are the skills that women went to do out there. Another prominent friend of mine, Thandazile Dube, who is an actress. I think most of you, if you are convergent with the Zimbabwe film and television industry, you know Thandazile Dube. Thandazile Dube started creating a skits comedy, making skits, writing down and making skits and uploading online, which are those things we couldn't do as women. We always relied more on men to do skits, to film us, because sometimes we were lazy to do to learn, how to be technical people. We always want easy way out. So at this moment in time, I would like to encourage other women filmmakers never to lose hope, but to look far and beyond in order to survive the pandemic. As we all see that the pandemic is not going anywhere, we need, as women filmmakers, to develop those skills that can push us forward, so that we can survive among this pandemic. Another thing that I forgot to mention, that I really think it's very necessary, that I did during this period of the lockdown, is that I realized that I've been getting, a lot of messages from young people, young women filmmakers, young aspiring filmmakers that want to be in the industry, want to learn writing, but didn't know how to go about it. So I can say I clearly created a group on WhatsApp whereby I'll use WhatsApp videos, audios, to give them some lesson on how to make films. Especially, I started giving them lessons on writing, conceptualization, writing, storyboarding, on how to create round characters and how to do your story from the finishing conflict and to the end. It was quite inspiring to work with young filmmakers, and I realized each day as I taught them something new, I was also growing as a mentor and as a writer. Because the thing you practice, if you do your writing every day, you become a sharp writer. So this time gave me a lot of time to work with young people, which I really never had time to do that. Most of the cases, young people would approach me, wanting to work with me on set, some of them wanting to learn how to write, I would always promise them that I would teach you guys, I would teach you, but sometimes it was hard for me to have time for that. But it was quite inspiring that I created time for the young people, and I shared the knowledge that I have so that they can pass it on, or they can vividly use it for themselves in the industry. Even if the world doesn't open fully, but with the little knowledge you can manage to do A, B, C, D in order to get Z, which is quite inspiring to do. I would like to take time to encourage other women filmmakers not to lose hope during difficult times we might face as women in film. Don't lose hope. It's going to be all right. The world is gonna open. What I will encourage you is take time to learn. There are free things that are online that you can do. There are free courses that you can take, that you can teach yourself. You can even learn camera work. You can even learn editing. You can even learn designing. You can even learn how to write proposal. You can even learn to be a director and use your skills in the next coming months that might see us working hard. So to all those who are aspiring to be women in filmmaking and those who are already there, let's not lose hope, because the world is going to open at some times. But the world is looking at what you have on your hand. What are you going to have that you give to the world when the time comes for you to show us that skill? So don't lose hope. That is why I created this topic, Women in Film during the global pandemic. Thank you for taking time to work with me. Hope you won't stop writing. Hope you won't stop creating. Hope the COVID time won't stop you from going out for your dreams. The sky is not always the limit. You can go beyond that. I'm out.